Hey guys, welcome back to Once Upon a Tiny Farm. My name's Drew. In today's video, we are building a compost pile and we're gonna see how many days it takes to make actual manure and greens into usable compost for the garden. So let's get started. You can see here, I haven't been filming until just now. I'm halfway into this pile. Want it to get a little bit bigger. What I'm doing here is I'm using this area, this bay of compost is basically browns, a mixture of rabbit manure and chicken manure, and that bay is full of grass clippings. So I'm doing layers. I'm doing a layer of browns, the manures, and then I'm doing a layer of greens, and then a layer of browns and greens, and I'm adding water as I go because I want this pile to absorb lots of water to so it can become compost. It needs to absorb that water, be like not too much water, but it's supposed to feel like a sponge. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna add some more water to this layer, and then I'm gonna keep piling it up as high as I can before I lose sunlight, which is going to happen probably within the hour. So let's get to work. So there you have it. This is my third flip of this pile. If you're wondering a good way to stay in shape, just flip a compost pile this size every couple days and you'll be in real good shape, as I am whooped after that. My goodness. I didn't realize how big I made this pile. I forgot to film the second flip of this pile. So this is the third flip. Like I said, it is, as I got to the bottom during the flip, some of the stuff on the top actually already looked like soil, which is good, but some of the stuff down that I put at the bottom was not really, composting as much yet. So what I tried to do is take the stuff from the outside that was on the outside on the previous flip, as I just flipped now, and put the stuff on the outside towards the inside, and the stuff that looks more composted is on the outside, and hopefully this will just keep cooking. I want to say it's been about 2 weeks already. I'll have to look back at the dates of when I first recorded these videos to be sure. But so far I'm happy with how this looks. I got a compost thermometer. I didn't get it until I need to do another compost pile, because after that, in that first 4 days is when you should really see that temperature rising, from what I understand. And when I put the compost in here, like, I just flipped it, so it's probably not very warm yet, but I like having this. Maybe I'll keep this in here until I do my next flip, and I'll see if there's any change in temperature here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep flipping this until I have usable compost for the garden, and I'm excited. All right, we're about to do our 4th flip, I believe, of this pile. And I've been meaning to do this for a few days. I just haven't gotten to it. So I'm gonna, I think we're about halfway through this pile of all the flips I wanna do. And I think next time I'm gonna try the 18-day compost pile like I saw on Permapasture's farm channel. They made compost in 18 days, and I'm gonna try that next time. But right now, I'm just gonna flip this. I kept track of the temperature. I got a temperature gauge, and it was around between 120 and 130 degrees for a few days, and then it dropped. So it's not as active as it was, but definitely had an active pile here. So all right, let's get this. Ooh. Let's get this flipped. There it is. That's a pretty darn big pile. And I'm whooped. I'm glad I did that as a time lapse because that took a really long time. And I think something that's affecting my pile here is moisture. I had controlled the amount of moisture when I started the pile. I noticed this tarp that I've been using has a couple pretty large holes in it. And we've got a lot of rain and snow recently, and I think this pile has gotten more moisture than it needs, and that also made it pretty hard to flip because it's so heavy, because the clumps have gotten so heavy from holding on to that moisture. So I'm gonna cover it with another tarp that I know doesn't have holes in it. All right, guys. So this is, I don't think a totally finished pile of compost, but it's as close as I think I'm gonna get right now. I think I made some mistakes with this pile. For one, the big mistakes was starting with some big clumps, and I should have broken up a lot of those big clumps in the beginning. And I also didn't control the moisture level of this pile as well as I should have. But I think this has broken down enough that I could use this as a mulch around my trees and things like that. I probably wouldn't use this in my market garden because it's very mulch-like. Most of this is rabbit manure. I didn't have any chicken manure in this pile. So the rabbit manure actually could go directly onto my soil, directly onto my vegetable plots, but some of this is just not completely broken down. But I am gonna start using this because I need some to mulch around my trees and things like that around the property. So I'm gonna try another pile, and I'm gonna try to do the 18-day Berkeley method, I believe it's called, where you flip it every couple days. So I'm gonna do another video on that, and I'll do a better job of keeping track of the temperature because I have a temperature gauge now to keep track of the temperature of my compost. So just something to keep trying until you get it right? I mean, I can use this. It's not the quality that I would like, but I definitely made a mulchy kind of compost here. So there you go. I actually did another video a few weeks ago where I was talking about how I made a compost area in my chicken run, and that area is actually doing really good, and I might dig into that pile later after the chickens go into their coop at night, because I don't like to get pecked at when I go in there. But that one actually, I think, did better than this pile that I have been turning quite a bit. So I actually like the chicken compost area inside the chicken run. I'll put a link to that video if you haven't seen that. But that one's a lot more hands-off and easier on my back because it's a lot of work flipping a pile this size. But anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video on our first attempt of 2023 of making our own compost. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.